Hi, my name is Bibek Adhikari. I am your English instructor. In today's class, we are going to solve the writing portion of Unit 14, that is, how to write a biography. So, let's begin. Let us now start by reading a sample biography. Let's look at the first biography of an American writer named Ernest Hemingway. Ernest Hemingway was one of the great American writers of the 20th century. He was born on 21 July in Oak Park, Illinois, the second of 6 children. His family was strict and very religious. His father taught his children a love of nature and the outdoor life. Ernest caught his first fish at the age of 3 and was given a shotgun for his 12th birthday. His mother taught him a love of music and art. At school, he was good at English and wrote for the school newspaper. He graduated in 1917, but he didn't go to college. He went to Kansas City and worked as a journalist for the Star newspaper. He learned a lot, but left only after 6 months to go to war. Source: New Headway Intermediate Student's Book. Now, this was just a sample biography, right? Here we have the word July. So what do we learn from this sample biography? We learn that Ernest Hemingway was one of the great American writers of 20th century. We also learn that he was born on 21 July in a place called Oak Park, Illinois, the second of 6 children. His family was very strict and religious, but he developed, a deep love towards nature and outdoor life. So he was always vigorous. He was always, outgoing. He loved nature. That's why. So here are some examples. He caught his first fish at the age of 3. Got a shotgun as his 12th birthday. And what his mother did was she taught him a love of music and art. And he was really good at English. That's why he wrote for the school newspaper. He graduated in 1917. He graduated from high school in 1917, but he never really went to the college. He went to Kansas City and worked as a journalist in the Star newspaper. So he learned a lot there. He learned about writing. He learned about writing short sentences and effective phrases. He learned about, editing and all those different things. And finally, after 6 months, he went to the war. Let us start by learning what biography really is. Biography is the story of a real person's life, written by someone other than the person. What that means is it is written about someone, but it is written by someone else. So it is written about a real person, a real famous person, but it is not written by the same person, but rather it is written by someone else. So it is written about famous people like maybe Abraham Lincoln, Mahatma Gandhi, Ernest Hemingway. So these people, so we write biographies about these people because they are famous. It is a usually written history of a person's life. So it is something like a written history from the birth of the person to the death of the person, right? So how was his or her childhood like? What did he or she do while growing? And things like that. And what different kinds of hardship did he or she encounter in his or her life, and things like that. So it is usually a written history of a person's life. It is usually a written history of a person's life. It can also be compared with other form of writings like memoir and autobiography, but there's a slight difference. Indeed, there's a huge difference, but in a manner of saying, there's a slight difference between memoir autobiography, among memoir autobiography and biography, because biography is written by someone else, someone other than the person, but autobiography is written by the person himself. Take, for example, Mandela's Long Walk to Freedom or Mahatma Gandhi's My Experiments with Truth. So those books are actually written by the person themselves. So that's what we call them, autobiographies. Memoir is a smaller form of, it's a subset of autobiography. What that means is, in memoir writing, the author only writes something, some interesting things that happened in his or her life. So it is not like the whole history, the whole written history. It's not something like that, but rather it is a short snapshot of a person's life. Now, in your exam, you will be asked to write a short biography about a person. So it could be a Nepali person, it could be an Indian person, it could be any person, right? So you would often be asked to write a biography for 6 marks or 5 marks. So in that sense, you're not going to write, pages and pages of long, boring history about the person, but rather you are going to write short and sweet introductory, biography, something like that. So some hints would be given. Take, for example, this is one example that I have taken from your book. It is the biography of Sor Samrat Narayan Gopal Guruvacharya, right? So we have different ideas, like we've been given the date of birth of that person, the name of his parents, the name of his spouse, and what different kind of popular songs did he sing. So the list is here, and the awards and the date of demise, everything is given, right? Everything is given in the question. Now what you should do is you should try to write a biography based on this information. So how shall you start? Maybe you can write 3 paragraphs of biography, not more than that, because it is only for 5 marks or 6 marks the most. So you only need to write 3 paragraphs. In the first paragraph, the introductory paragraphs, just write about his date of birth, his parents and spouse and things like that. In the second paragraph, go and write about struggles and everything. Write about the popular songs, write about the awards and demise. And finally, in the last paragraph, write about his or her demise and how she is remembered till date. Let's look at these hints. The date of birth of Sor Samrat was October 4, 1939. His parents were Asa Gopal Guruvacharya and Ram Devi Guruvacharya. And the name of his spouse was Pemla Lama. And he sang famous songs like Euta Mancheko Mayale Kati, Yo Samjhine Man Cha, Kehi Mitho Bata Gara. Over 500 songs for films, opera, dramas and others. Correct? And he got different awards, like he got the Best Singer Award from Radio Nepal. In the year 1967, he got Gorkha Dakshin Bahu 4th in 1976. He got Indra Rajya Lakshmi Award in 1983. He got Chinnalata Award in 1987, Trishakti Patta in 1990, and many more. And he died on December 5, 1990 in Kathmandu. So that is his short biography. Now I want you to write 3 paragraphs about Sor Samrat Narayan Gopal Guruvacharya. Can you do it? I guess you can. So this is the usual thing about any kind of writing. It starts from introduction, goes to body and ends with conclusion. In the introduction, talk about the person's date of birth. Also talk about his or her parents. Write about the name of the spouse, if it is mentioned, or name of the husband sometime. And write about his or her childhood. So don't forget childhood. How was his childhood or her childhood? Was it good? Or was it happy? Was it unhappy? Things like that. Write about that. In the body paragraph, write about the struggles. All the struggles that the person went through. Write about achievements. What different kinds of things did that person achieve? So write things like that. Write about struggles. Write about achievements. In the final paragraph, write about death. When did the person die? And write about how is he remembered or how is she remembered. Write about things like that. So we have introduction, body, and finally conclusion. In the introductory part, you'll write some 2 or 3 sentences. In the body paragraph, you would generally write 5-6 sentences. In the conclusion paragraph, you would again write 2 or 3 sentences. So that is around 9 to 12 sentences, right? So it's 9 to 12 sentences. Not lines, sentences. Sentences begin with a capital letter and ends with a full stop or period, question mark, or sometimes an exclamation mark. So 9 to 12 sentences. Correct? That's around a page of A4 size paper. That's around a page length biography. So this could be the tentative first paragraph, right? How many lines does this paragraph have? 3 lines. Okay, so this could be the tentative first paragraph. How many sentences? Starts with a capital letter, ends here. One sentence. Let's do the sentence count first. Starts with a capital letter, ends here. Second sentence. Starts with a capital letter, ends here. Third sentence. So we have 3 sentences. So it is a 3 sentences long paragraph. The first one is Narayan Gopal, also known as the Sur Samrat of Nepal, was born on October 4, 1939. His parents were Asa Gopal Gurvacharya and Ram Devi Gurvacharya. From his childhood, he developed a keen interest in music. Although these sentences are not much cohesive, but this is more or less so what you will write in your exam, because you are not going to write an exact form of biography. You are only going to write some short snapshot of someone's lives, because you'll be given lots and lots of hints, and from those hints you are going to induce, you are going to derive a biography of sorts. Not exactly a biography, but something of that sort. Now in the second paragraph, what will you write? You'll write about the person's struggle. What did the person do? What different kind of songs did the person sing? How did he achieve that musical talent, and all these things? And in the last paragraph, third paragraph, you'll write about his death. When did he die? And why is he still remembered? Are his songs still popular, still relevant? So those things. Can you do this? I guess you can. With this, we have come to the end of today's class. Now I'm going to give you some homework as usual. So this is your homework. I want you to find out who is your role model. Now, do you have some role model? Maybe it's Mahatma Gandhi, or maybe it's Steve Jobs, or maybe it's Lakshmi Prasad Devakota. Go and find out. Think deeply and deeply think. Look inside. Be introspective and try to find your role model. After that, collect information about him. You have Google, you have Wikipedia, you have libraries, you have resources, you have newspapers. So collect as much as information as you can and write a biography based on the information that you collected. Can you do this? You will only need to write a 3 paragraphs long biography, and it's pretty easy. I think you can. Can you do it? Alright, you can. With this, we have come to end of today's class. If you have any questions or suggestions regarding this video series, feel free to write us at learning@dearwalk.edu.np. Thank you.